Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another daily update video. Today's video is going to be very important since Bitcoin is pumping and dumping at the same time. As you can see, yesterday we talked about, as I said in my previous video, that there are a lot of liquidations sitting above at around 107 and 108k, and also below that we got liquidations down to 102 and 100,000k basically. So yesterday on a Sunday it was a fake move to the upside. We pumped at around 105, took out all the liquidity, and then we dumped massively, as you can see right here, right down below our value area low of the range that we almost broke out of, but this was a fake out, as you can see. And basically right now Bitcoin bounced from that weekly pivot level, as you can see right here. And also this morning I took a couple of trades, as you can see right here, on some altcoins. And basically where I took them from, I took them on Solana. I took them from that weekly pivot support, as you can see. My stop loss is right below it. Also I took a trade on Dogecoin as well, exactly also from this weekly pivot support. As you can see, the altcoins perfectly bounce from there. So as of right now, Ethereum is also bouncing from that weekly pivot support. And also yesterday, I also shorted that move from the upside. As you can see, 174 almost called the top for Solana, as you can see right here, from that weekly pivot that we got as of right now for the new week. And if we look also at SUI, everything right now is pumping and dumping. So basically very big volatility. And this happened exactly as I said, because of the stock markets. So they did open in the red, as I said, the CME future markets. They did open, but look at it. Look exactly where we found support for the stock markets, guys. At that weekly pivot, perfect test to the dollar. And right now the stock market, the S&P 500, is having a run up and also sending Bitcoin with it. As you can see, Bitcoin is having also a massive move of about 2.5%. And also we got a perfect bounce from that weekly pivot support. As you can see, guys, these pivot points, they are no joke. They caught perfectly the bottom, the test for that for the S&P 500. Also the Nasdaq, as you can see, we are pumping. Now what is a little bit dangerous is that the Bitcoin dominance also found support at that weekly pivot and is currently pushing to the upside. So basically that's why the altcoins are struggling, as you can see. Also right now my trades are not looking good for now, since that Bitcoin dominance is pushing. But in my opinion, once it touches this weekly pivot resistance once again, then it might reject from right here and then test that weekly pivot again and maybe break down below it. But as of right now, things are looking fine. We are at a crucial support right here. So if these supports do not hold, then I will probably be looking at lower prices for Solana at around 150. But as of right now, Bitcoin is showing most strength in the market, and also the stock market is strong. So Bitcoin is currently struggling at that weekly pivot right here, as you can see, finding resistance, very big resistance at that weekly pivot. So if we manage to get above it, then the next targets for me are 106k, 108k, and until 109k to take basically that all-time highs. So that will be 4.5% pump. Also, if we look at the Fear and Greed index, as you can see, as I told you guys, if we manage to get a pump, that Fear and Greed index will be going up, basically back into the greed and extreme greed, as I mentioned in my previous video. Now, if we look at the funding rates, as you can see, they are very low. On some exchanges, they even flipped negative. So basically, this is also a warning sign that we are currently very overextended. Basically, if we go on a daily time frame for Bitcoin or even the weekly time frame, as you can see, we've had 35, so basically 6 weeks to the upside only, so it's only natural that we get some kind of as I said, some kind of a retracement. Basically maybe we test the low, not the low, but like 98, 97k. So it's a very possible target if Bitcoin struggles to break above that weekly pivot. And so in my opinion, it's very possible that we test this support right here once again, because as I said, stock market is also very overextended, as you can see on the daily time frame. But in my opinion, the stock market is currently strong, so maybe if it continues that rally to the upside, it can take Bitcoin with it, as it is doing right now, and then Bitcoin can possibly take out these all-time highs. Also Ethereum is currently having that correction right here, also perfect bounce from that weekly pivot support, and also that value area low, as you can see, hold perfectly. Now Solana is also struggling, but as I said, these pivot supports, if they hold, then we can look once again to test that weekly pivot for Solana at around 170. So basically that's a 6.5% move to the upside, as long as this support right here holds. Now if we look at gold, gold is also currently above its weekly pivot, so it's very possible that gold also makes a move to the downside to test this weekly pivot, and then possibly bounce from right here to our first weekly resistance at around 3270. And then maybe if we manage to get above it, then we can go back right here to 3300, so to fill also this gap right here. Basically that's my outlook for gold as of right now. If we look at SUI, SUI is also currently consolidating at that weekly pivot support. It's still holding, and the move to the weekly pivot will be once again 6.5%. Also, what else should we cover? Dogecoin, as of right now, also perfect bounce, as I said on my trades. Right now I will keep them. I don't think they will go back once again to my stop loss, as I said, so I will be keeping those trades open. And I am targeting right here 22-23 cents, basically that weekly pivot. So if the weekly pivot hits, that will be 5.5% move. And for Solana, I am also targeting 170, as you can see, the weekly pivot. But as of right now, you can see Bitcoin also perfectly bounced. If we go on a hard time frame, we perfectly bounced from that value area high of the bigger range. As you can see, price did not go below, so we are still above that value area high. So this still gives me hope, guys, for a push to the upside, so basically push to the all-time highs. That's why I'm still looking long. I did not look for shorts on Bitcoin, but as I said, I did look for shorts on some altcoins yesterday when Bitcoin got this fake move, because basically if you guys see a pump to the upside as we got yesterday on a Sunday, Sundays basically tends almost always to be a fake move. So that's why I was confident to take a short trade yesterday. And then today, when the markets opened on the New York session, basically for the stock markets, once they opened and I saw things are pumping for the stock market, that's why I was looking for longs once again for some altcoins. And basically that's my outlook. And I hope you liked the video, guys. Leave a like, subscribe for the channel if you want to see more pivot points analysis, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.